Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch here, and we're back for another STour 29 semi-final series. For those of you that didn't check it out, I brought you guys a series between ABR and Horizon just yesterday. It was a really close 3-game affair, and this time around we got a series between Bloody Alpha and Pohjis to determine who faces the winner of that series. I'm not going to spoil that, in a battle that will happen this Sunday at noon, which I'm also going to try and bring to you guys live. So for those of you that don't know what STour is, I'll go over it one more time. There are live tournaments over the course of 9 weeks. There are 3 weeks of Generation 8, 3 weeks of Generation 7, 3 weeks of Generation 6, all of them overused, and the people that do best in these live tours advance to the playoffs. The playoffs consist of the top 16 performers in particular. Pohjis was one of their top 16 performers, as well as Bloody Alpha, and they both emerged victorious for the first couple of rounds. In fact, Pohjis had a very stunning defeat in the last round of this tournament, defeating Empo. For those who don't know who Empo is, Empo set the record for the most points of anyone in regular season history. He had a whopping 78 points. He won every single SM game he played over the 3 SM weeks. It was absolutely ridiculous. Pohjis came in and beat him in 2 straight games, which is a really dominant performance. In fact, it might be the upset of the year in 2020 thus far. For those of you who don't know Pohjis, he's a kind of a jack of all trades, master of none type of player. He's a very sound, competent player across all fluid formats. He's been known in particular for playing Oras, UN World Cup, Ubers, and NU, and other tournaments, but he's very up to game, up to the task in Generation 8, Generation 7 as well, and even old generations. When you see Pohjis in the tournament field, you should undoubtedly respect his presence and know that he's going to be one of the better players. As for Bloody Alpha, he's a newer player, in particular he's European, and he's starting on Team Europe in the World Cup alongside Pohjis, I believe. Don't quote me on that though, I know both are on Team Europe, I don't know if both are starting, but either way, he's a very solid player, and he should undoubtedly be respected as an opponent for Pohjis here as well. He defeated McMegan in the last round, and McMegan, for those who don't know, is probably one of the best players of all time. Not only has he won a Smog Tour before, but he's also made finals of 2 others. He won Smogon Classic and made it far in another version of Classic. In the first version of Grand Slam, McMegan won 3 of the 5 Opens. It's just, McMegan has a whole laundry list of accomplishments that ranks him as one of the best players of all time. And Bloody Alpha was able to upset him. And the fact of the matter is that both of these runs are particularly unlikely, but the fact that they both made it this far just shows that maybe as a community we're underrating them, and it's going to be really cool to see what they can do in this set. As for the teams here, Bloody Alpha is using a team that 100% pure heat build. It's a very common build that I've actually showcased on my channel in particular. The version I know is Choice Specs Dragapult with Hex, Life Orb Nasty Plot Dragon with Modest, just a Swords Dance Rapid Spin, Sandrush Variant Vexadrill, a Wish Teleport Clefable, a standard Tox Specs that moves is kind of varied, but I always see knockoff on it, and a Whirlwind Physical Defensive Rocky Helmet on the Podon. Of course, it is subject to change though, depending on that, but Pohjis might be familiar with the team. He does follow the metagame pretty well, so I wouldn't be shocked. Pohjis' team is virtually unknown. I haven't seen the 6 before, but it looks like a very solid and threatening team. It has Zero Aura, Hydreigon, Aegislash, Fable, Como, and Corviknight. Yes, I just said them completely out of order. I'm sorry. I always do that for some unknown reason. I hope it doesn't bug you guys out. If it does, my bad. But anyway, let's get into the game here. Definitely interested to see. Looking at the matchup, I think both Hydreigons potentially do well with their Nasty Plot, and you get a little knock chip on the Clefable. Alternatively, though, if it's Modest, then a +2 Flash Cannon has a very high percentage. Just outright kill Clefable, which is something that a lot of people have been doing. In addition, there's no Ghost Resist on Pohjis' team, so any wear and tear on either the Clefable or the Como could really lead to a lot of work being put in by the Dragapult. So I'd say the matchup very slightly favors the Bloody Alpha side. I think you can definitely go either way, depending on how Pohjis plays his Aegislash and Zero Aura in particular, especially if the Grass has Zero Aura. Keep in mind, this was when Drakefish was allowed, so perhaps Grass Knot's more likely in Zero Aura, as it could hit Seismitoad. Anyway, right off the bat, we're going to see Dragapult with the Zero Aura, and it's going to be scared of taking a knockoff. So the pattern's going to come in, and it's going to reveal its Rocky Helmet, just like the 100% Core Heat variant. Corviknight's going to come in likely on the Stealth Rock here. However, it is on an Earthquake, perhaps scared of the Grass Knot. And now an Iron Head just going to do a mere 14% of the hit points. It doesn't go for Rock. The pressure Corviknight. It's just undoubtedly just going to defog here on a Slack Off. Okay. He's going to go for another Iron Head, just chipping this down, perhaps trying to force some Slack Offs. And another defog is going to be provoked as the Dragapult comes in here for the Bloody Alpha. So I'd likely want to go for a Shadow Ball to really end the game. Instead, he changed it to a Will-O-Wisp variant, interestingly enough. Okay, so he made it Spell Tag, perhaps. That's a fair change, I'd say. It doesn't play entirely differently, and it also gives you U-turn access, which should chip the Fable a little bit. And Toxic is going to go for Toxic Spikes, which makes sense, as the Como comes in and sets up rocks. Okay. Now, Clefable is going to come in for Pohjis, however, it's going to watch out for a Nasty Plot. However, he comes in on a Draco Meteor, perhaps predicting the stay in, That's a really good play there from Pohjis as he gets Clefable to full health and goes for a Moonblast into that opposing Clefable for a mere 19%, revealing that both are likely going to be more defensive. X-Drill doubles in here, perhaps trying to get a rapid spin off, but it comes in on a teleport, and that's going to bring in the Hydreigon for Pohjis, which should threaten to kill this with a Flamethrower. Nasty Plot now finally comes out for Pohjis, and that's going to leave this in +2 Flash Cannon range, so even with a Protect there, if this is modest, then he's going to be able to get the kill, but he might not want to risk it otherwise. He's going to pull it back on a Moonblast, so yeah, after some hesitation there, Pohjis likes to go for the conservative play, which is fair. And now he's going to double out the Aegislash on the Toxapex. I think he's got to respect knockoff here and probably not want to go for Shadow Ball. But he elects to do otherwise. He goes for the Shadow Ball. It only does 44% on a Scald. Scald only does 34%, but that's still only 44% from the Shadow Ball. So barring a critical hit or drop here, which neither of are going to come, looks like a favorable 1v1 for the Toxapex. Yep. He's going to go for Scald again, and he gets a critical hit. No burn, however, but it does leave the Aegislash at about 14%. As the Toxapex heads out for the Ghost-resistant Hydreigon, which takes 44%, pretty much the same Peck Stub from that Shadow Ball. It's honestly impressive, and it's a Roost variant of Hydreigon. That's really helpful for Bloody Alpha, and kind of surprising. It is not in line with the normal team. Honestly, that makes this team's ability to kill Ferrothorn very compromised, which I guess is why he made it non-choice Dragon Bolt. So that actually makes a lot of sense. I think this is a good adaptation by Bloody Alpha. But going further on into the game, both sides are going to remove hazards, with X-Drill going for a Rapid Spin, followed by the Corviknight going for a Defogging the Toxic Spikes. However, the Clefable was already poisoned and takes 44% from the Hex, which presumably is timid spell tag given that damage. He goes for a Wish here as the Drill comes in, and then he protects on this turn on the Swords Dance. Of course, Swords Dance X-Drill is not quite capable of threatening the combo, the Corviknight. It is able to threaten the combo +2. Sorry, not the Corviknight +2. So he goes for another Swords Dance, gets +4. Now he reveals that he's Rock Slide. Interesting little adaptation here. If it's Rock Slide, that means in all likelihood he drops Iron Head, as Earthquake seems to be mandatory in my opinion. Dropping Iron Head on this team is a little suspect in my opinion. I guess that means that this is Draco Meteor plus Flash Cannon Hydreigon. Interestingly enough, to make sure that you always hit Fairy types. Rock Slide does have some pros though. For example, it is Rotom Heat, which is going to enable a likely modest Hydreigon. In addition to that, Rotom Heat does really well against a core of Clefable plus Toxapex plus Hippowdon. And also, at +4, it gives you the chance to flinch down something like Corviknight, especially if it doesn't have Body Press, but this one in particular just disclosed Body Press for 73%, which means that this X-Drill is probably going to be forced out unless he wants to go for a flinch here. I personally wouldn't. I think that would be a really rushed play, but he feels otherwise. He goes for Rock Slide and Roost for Pohjis. A very interesting Roost there. Personally, I would have Body Press, but I guess he didn't want to be left too low. Now, finally, Dragon Bolt's going to come in here now on a Body Press. That's going to leave this Corviknight chipped a little bit, which could potentially come in handy later on, as it probably checks the Hydreigon, seeing as the Hydreigon's going to lack Flamethrower or Dark Pulse. Anyway, we're going to see a Hex and a Clefable followed by a U-turn, so it's going to prompt a Wish sequence, which is going to give the X the much-needed leftovers. So that's definitely a favorable proposition for the Bloody Alpha side. Now, here was a bit of a misplay from Pohjis in my eyes. There was no way he was ever going for Earthquake, and he didn't have Iron Head, so I personally would have Moonblasted there on the likely Swords Dance. Maybe Earthquake with a max roll could have killed the 60% Clefable. I'm not quite sure. But regardless of that, there was no way he didn't have Iron Head. So yeah, I think that was a bit of a tunnel vision protect there. I think getting the Moonblast chip could have helped put it in range of something later on. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, we're going to be seeing the same sequences before. Now he's going for the +2 Rock Slide. Only does a mere 31% this time. I think Bloody Alpha wants to retreat, but no, he actually goes for it again. And again, Pohjis is going to go for the conservative Roost instead of trying to get the kill, and leaving the Corviknight low when the Corviknight can really heal up on the Clefable or the Hippowdon nonetheless. So I think that Pohjis passed up on a couple opportunities there, but I totally understand the restraint, as it would leave him behind if he were to attack on a switch to Dragon Bolt. So I get it. Finally, we're going to see a Hex followed by a U-turn here. Hex has 47 the Clefable, which is going to be threatening. And Wish, but the Hippowdon comes in, now could Whirlwind it out. He's going to go for a Moonblast, perhaps predicting that, but Bloody Alpha, he's going to go for a Stealth Rock, which is a smart play. Now Corviknight comes in for Pohjis, likely trying to get a defog off. Unfortunately, didn't pressure those rocks. That's only 1 Rock's PP. But assuming he goes to Corviknight on future Stealth Rock, it should still have ample opportunity to outstall rocks if need be. That's a very common interaction in the SSU metagame, stalling Stealth Rock PP with the pressure Corviknight. Anyway, we're finally going to see the Nasty Thought revealed from the Hydreigon and Bloody Alpha side. And interestingly enough, we're going to kind of see a departure in the two players' play styles. For example, when the 99% Clefable on Bloody Alpha side came out against the Hydreigon from Pohjis prior to this, Pohjis elected to switch out his Hydreigon, despite it potentially being a favorable roll if he was modest. However, Pohjis was in the same exact situation here, and while Bloody Alpha stayed in and tried to be on the aggressive, Pohjis elected to retreat from the Clefable side, which is interesting, and it kind of shows a direct deviation in the philosophy of both. And I feel as if the aggressive attack position of Bloody Alpha, while piling his team with a nice bulky backbone and a lot of offensive threats such as the Hydreigon, the Excadrill, and the Dragapult, he's really giving him an advantage this far. I think Pohjis has to get off the back seat in order to pull this game back, as he just took an 82% Flash Cannon, likely revealing that this is a modest Hydreigon from the Bloody Alpha side. Moreover, on top of that, we're probably going to see the Clefable come in here for Bloody Alpha on a likely Draco Meteor, as Pohjis was likely a timid variant, as otherwise he would have attacked the Clefable, I'd assume. So it's probably modest Hydreigon given that Flash Cannon damage from Bloody Alpha versus timid from Pohjis. Personally, I prefer modest, but I completely understand why you'd have timid here on a team with Corviknight, Aegislash, Clefable, and Rodent Heat. You definitely want to have something that will run opposing Rodent Heat. In addition to that, with only Corviknight for Excadrill, actually, he's got Corviknight and Como, so yeah, he's really not risking losing to Drill ever. So yeah, I don't think outrunning Drill is a big deal, but also outrunning Kyurem is pretty big on this team, just because you're kind of forced to go Clefable and risk freezes a lot, so having another thing to revenge kill could be clutch. But yeah, anyway, we're going to see a Hex here, and now it's going to do closer to min damage, only do 42% with this Clefable. Over on a U-turn here, he's probably going to go to hit Powdown and try to get a potential Slack off here, or a potential Whirlwind here on a Protect. Personally, if I'm Bloody Alpha, I just Earthquake. He Slacks off though, that's fine as well. And a Moonblast there from Pohjis is wise. Both of them are going to be at near full health after this turn. And now Corviknight's going to come in presumably on Earthquake or Stealth Rock. He comes in on Stealth Rock, wasting 2 PP. And now he only gets a Defog off here, yet that's smart. Dragapult comes in here, and it's finally going to take some sand damage, revealing for sure that it's not leftovers, as you see. The leftovers recovers. Yeah, it is in fact Spell Tag. Now it does 49, which is probably absolute max damage from Timid Spell Tag on this Clefable. And at 63%, Clefable's going to take a U-turn for 8% and go for a Wish in Excadrill. Always in the same situation as before. I wonder if he's going to pick on it and Moonblast, or he's just going to go for Conservative Protect again, and he goes for Protect on the Swords Dance once more. So yeah, now this Excadrill actually is out of body press range after all of these leftovers turns because of that lack of Moonblast, so that's interesting. And to follow this up, Hydreigon is going to come in here. However, seeing as it's Roost Flash Cannon, you can't actually break this Corviknight. Interestingly enough, we're going to see a double switch to Como there. I don't know what he's predicting. Perhaps he was predicting the Paxton just wanted to rock as a Toxic Spike. That would have been fair, but the Dragapult comes in for Bloody Alpha here. Now he's going to get another chance to Hex. Instead he goes for a U-turn though. It's worth noting that Hex only has 11 PP, whereas Wish has 9, so it's actually kind of favorable for Bloody Alpha to go for that, in my eyes. Regardless of that, though, Corviknight comes in here now for Pohjis, and I think Pohjis is starting to slowly realize that he's going to have to make a bit more aggressive play selections, as he gets an Iron Hit off there into Dragapult, which is really great. Personally, I think Bloody Alpha's play there was to go to Toxic Spikes, but I digress. U-turn here. Now, Poe's going to come in. So yeah, I think Pohjis is trying to claw his way so he could be a step ahead of the momentum instead of a step behind it. Anyway, Hydreigon's going to come in here, and it's undoubtedly going to be able to heal up as the Powdown came in here. I think that was fine by both players. The Hydreigon healing up was kind of inevitable, as you wanted to pressure the Clefable, of course. Scouting the Toxic, he goes to Corviknight, which is a great play there by Pohjis, avoiding potential danger. And now, finally, the Toxic is going to come in back for Bloody Alpha, which is about time, honestly. If it's knockoff, you could potentially force that. Hydreigon comes in here on a Toxic Spike. I don't know about that. Either way, he's going to want to get out of the way of a Life Orb Draco Meteor as he goes to Clefable on a Nasty Claw. Once again, I assume Pohjis is going to retreat because at this point he's kind of scared of what's to come. And Moonblast. It's worth noting that if he repeatedly does that sequence, he's going to be wasting 2 Moonblast PP each time, so that's really cool. In addition to any other PP wasted by Moonblast in other sequences. So yeah, I think that's smart by Pohjis to revoke that sequence, even if it just means it's 0 gain until it runs out of Moonblast PP. We're finally going to see a teleport here from Clefable into Aegislash. It's going to heal that all the way up as well. This is really good for the Pohjis side, as now he's able to potentially go for Shadow Balls. However, this time around he's forced out, and he brings in the Corviknight here. Fortunately for him, Dragapult comes in, he's scared of Wisp, and this time around Hex is going to actually land a critical hit against Pohjis. After Protect here on a follow-up Hex, interestingly enough, personally I would have won Excadrill or a Powdown there if I was Bloody Alpha, but I get he was scared of it, kind of a 50-50. He's not scared in a row, so he goes to Hydreigon here, and now he stays in on a U-turn. Wow, great play there by Pohjis. But he goes for Draco. Okay, but it's still fine as he could bring his Clefable here on a... Oh, he goes Excadrill. Okay. Really nice plays here by Bloody Alpha, taking advantage of a lucky crit. And now predicting perhaps the Swords Dance, he goes to Corviknight here. And he does indeed go for Swords Dance. Okay, he's able to live a body press. I don't think pursuing the sequence is optimal. as he goes Dragapult on a body press. Now this Dragapult it's in a very threatening position. He's going to get a burn on the Corviknight, which is going to open up the game for Excadrill. So now Pohjis is very much in a timer, and he's going to eventually be very weak to this Excadrill as the Corviknight goes for a U-turn into the Hippowdon. And Corviknight goes for a Roost. Yeah, so it looks like Bloody Alpha's now in the driver's seat. Thankfully, this was knocked off by the Zeraora early on in the game, but nonetheless, as this goes for a very predictable defog, Hydreigion's going to come in, and now Body Press can't outdamage things like Roost, so all of a sudden this becomes a major threat. In fact, he's going to go Aegis Slash, knowing that he soft checks it. However, Draco from Modest Hydreigon does a whopping 50% to that Aegis Slash, which is outstanding damage. Meaning that even at full health, an Aegis Slash at +2 cannot always check this. However, Pohjis makes a nice play, then he was on the back foot and get more momentum as he goes to Clefable on attack spec. This enables him to get a Wish off. It's going to be interesting to see what he does with it. He goes Hydreigon here on the Swords Dance. Wow, a phenomenal play there by Pohjis, getting this in the face of danger. Knowing that he's going to Swords Dance with the Corviknight, he now goes for a Nasty Plot, baiting Clefable to stay in and go for a Moonblast, which is going to enable him to get Clefable back in again. However, despite all this, Pohjis is pleading himself out of wishes, and so now he only has 5 left. He goes back to Hydreigon this time on the Swords Dance. Again, Pohjis making these great plays, but is it going to amount to enough? We're going to have to wait and find out. He finally goes for a Flamethrower to chip this perhaps beyond Leftover's repair, leaving it in range for +2 Flash Cannon if he's able to provoke this same sequence again. As Bloody Alpha goes for another Moonblast, this time around it crits the Clefable, leaving it in range for another critical to kill. However, he's going to go for a Wish this time. I wonder if he's just going to go for a Protect, or if he's going to go for a Protect on a Swords Dance, I presume. Okay, now what? Your Corviknight doesn't have U-turn. He goes Hydreigon on an Earthquake, immune to it, knowing this is not Iron Head. That's a great play because, yeah, this only has Rock Slide to damage it. Now he goes for a Nasty Plot on the Tox effect. Oh my! And Draco's just going to take this out immediately, and that's why getting that Flamethrower chip on the Clefable in the sequence prior was very smart, as then he goes Dragapult here to threaten this out. He goes for a U-turn to the Clef. Hippowdon comes in, so now all of a sudden Bloody Alpha has the momentum again, but he lost his Tox specs after a very nice positioning sequence by Pohjis there. So this team is being really well played by both sides, in my opinion. This is very tense. Despite it being 100 turns in 6-5, there have been a lot of things that we could highlight in this game as examples of really nice play. Interestingly enough, it goes Hydreigon here, perhaps trying to roost up on the Corviknight, but Clefable is going to come in here now for Pohjis, and it's going to be a Nasty Plot there from the Hydreigon, so this is going to be really dangerous. I wonder if he's going to go Zeraora on the Flash Cannon. Instead, he decides to... Oh my! Wow, hold the phone. He was in +2 Flash Cannon range, I think the same amount as before, albeit it might have been a favorable roll for Pohjis, potentially, but predicting either saying, okay, maybe I could live that, and then potentially wish my health later, or knowing, okay, I didn't want to risk a Zeraora, he goes this, and he catches a Roost. Now, knowing that Pohjis' Hydreigon is timid, and Bloody Alpha is modest, he's likely going to force him out. I wonder if he's going to go a step further and predict the Clefable switch here or Nasty Plot. No, he just goes for a conservative Draco. That's fine, but he's going to be biting the bullet on a bit of progress he made in prior turns, as this Clefable doubles back to Excadrill. Wow. Great play there by Bloody Alpha. This is impressive display on both ends. Como comes in now. Como is going to... Oh my god, he stayed in on the Nasty Plot. Is he going to kill it? And he goes for Draco Meteor. Keep in mind, this is Drakefish metagame. But wow, what a play there. Draco Meteor on the Hydreigon, predicting this day, and he's going to take it out, of course, with the super effective Draco. And that's going to open the game up for Pohjis a ton as he's now up 6-4. This is a really well-played game by Pohjis. He honestly was very patient until he picked his spot. He knew his opponent was continuously going for this, so finally, he bit the ball and said, okay, I've conditioned you enough to continue to go for Nasty Plot on these switches, and he went for the Draco Meteor. This was just exemplary play there by Pohjis, and you can't fault Bloody Alpha for going for the Nasty Plot there either. So all things considered, this is just a great game thus far. Let's see if Bloody Alpha has any chance of pulling it back. Personally, I don't think so. Pohjis has a lot of tools at his disposal, but we'll have to wait and see. Clefable comes in here now on a U-turn, so Bloody Alpha is not willing to give the momentum. Knows that Excadrill can still potentially break through if he gets some damage on that Como-O. He's going to go Swords Dance here, though, as the Como is going to be a level +2 Earthquake, so it's going to let the Clefable come in, but interestingly enough, comes in on a Flamethrower. Perhaps that was a mid-ground, though, to KO the Drill, but also chip the Dragapult. I'm not quite sure there, honestly. I thought Body Press would have been applied, but I digress. He goes for Swords Dance here. However, this Hydreigon isn't even in range for a +2 Rock Slide, so Nasty Plot here, and the Clefable, as you see, is only at 89%. He's probably going to go for a Protect on the Flash Cannon here, but this Flash Cannon is still a favorable roll for Pohjis here. Oh, but he retreats on a Moonblast. Okay. I don't know about that. I don't think I agree with that. Another Protect here as this only has 13. Alright, I was surprised. Okay, not only that's a lot, but Flash Cannon here now with Pexgon is going to force permanent damage. Extra took 51% here. And I personally would Flash Cannon again here, but he goes to combo. It would have worked, but I mean, there's no way you risk that. I get it. Now he goes Clef on a Draco Meteor. Yeah, now Bloody Alpha is kind of a step behind. Pohjis is in his head a little bit with these sequences. Pohjis is just playing really well. He's kind of knowledgeable of what's happened in prior turns, if you will. He brings in the Aegis Slash on the rocks, knowing he's not going to Earthquake. He brings it all the way back to full. Now he goes Corviknight. Wow. This is just so well done by Pohjis here. Earthquake is just going to go into nothing as the Corviknight comes in, of course. Honestly, very impressed here with how Pohjis is playing this game and this team in particular. He goes for a defog here as the Dragon Ball comes back to him. With Hex, of course, but he's learning low on Hex PP. He only has 8 left, which is half of them. And he's okay, he just goes, he keeps U-turning to Fable to try and ship it beyond leftovers, I guess, but at what cost? It's not enough, really, so yeah. The Dragon Ball comes in here now on the Como-O. Again, Bloody Alpha making a lot of great plays, but the amount of progress they're making is kind of limited as the Fable comes in here now. It takes 47%, followed by a 10% U-turn. Leftovers will heal it up a little bit, but he's probably going to be forfeiting a Sword Sense this extra if he protects here. He's going to protect here knowing that he needs to be able to be healthy enough to check the Dragon Ball. Okay, here's a chance for Bloody Alpha. Is he going to Sword Sense again? Is he going to Rapid Spin or is he going to Rock Slide? He goes Rapid Spin. Now he's faster than everything on the Pohjis team. Okay, here comes the moment of truth. Is he going to be able to Rock Slide through this? It's going to be a body press here. It's going to only do 38% after leftovers. It's not going to be 2KO. And Rock Slide's a 2KO on Corviknight. Okay, we're going to see the Rock Slide here. Add insult to injury, that's 48%, and it flinches Pohjis. My oh my. This might be it. This might be bad. He's going to go for another Sword Dance to +6 on a Roost for Corviknight. Okay, wait a second. Bloody Alpha might have just pulled this game back at the hands of this Excadrill. I don't see anything stopping it now as he goes for a 67% Rock Slide, as even a high damage roll body press leaves it still with over a quarter health left. And all of a sudden, another Raptor takes out this Corviknight. We have a +6, +2 Excadrill, and there's very little that Pohjis can do besides hope for a Rock Slide Mist Dragon, which does not come, and now Earthquake's going to be able to sweep the game. I can't help but feel like he could have played this a little differently in the end, Pohjis. I think he gave up momentum at the wrong time. I think he tunneled into the wrong sequence. I think he could have afforded to let Como come in on an initial Sword Dance. But I digress. The Excadrill is going to clean this game out, so despite a series of just masterful sequences by Pohjis, a very one could say anticlimactic build-up to this Excadrill sweep, Bloody Alpha turned the game around and was able to emerge victorious despite being outmaneuvered for a significant portion of the game. And this just shows that if you preserve the right things at the right time, then Bloody Alpha, a very capable player, or any other capable player, can find a way to claw back. And this was just a great job by Bloody Alpha doing that. And all in all, this was a well-played, exciting SS game. I know, Super Fable, I know 145 turns, I know it took a while, there was a lot of shenanigans early on, just kind of poking away and positioning, but ultimately there was still a lot of great outplaying on both ends, and Bloody Alpha's positioning in the late game was just phenomenal. So all things considered, a great start to the series, a 1-0 lead for Bloody Alpha. Let's see what game 2 has in store. It's going to be Or SOU, Bloody Alpha against Pohjis. Looking at the teams here, a bit more of a bulky offensive team for Pohjis with Diancie, Magnezone, Latias, presumably regular Latias with a Mega Diancie, Garchomp, presumably Rocky Helmet with Stealth Rocks, but I guess it could be a more offensive set or like a Scarf set. Superior and a E-Tran for Pohjis. On the other side, Bloody Alpha surprisingly, almost uncharacteristically, brings a very bulky team to the ORAS game with Magnezone, Gliscor, Clefable, Ferrothorn, Gastrodon, and likely Mega Latias on his side. Personally, I really like both of these teams, so let's get on into the game here. I'm expecting Diancie lead from Pohjis. Indeed, he used a Diancie lead against Gliscor for Bloody Alpha. That's smart, but fearful of Hidden Power Ice, perhaps revealing he's not a very specially defensive variant. Just to go out to Gastrodon here. You know, Diancie is just going to protect a couple times. It makes sense. And Garchomp is a switch in, surprisingly enough. Only just 24%, but it gets the burn on this, which is very good for the Bloody Alpha side. So I said that all of a sudden it looks as if Pohjis, after upsetting Empo, might very well be an upset alert against Bloody Alpha here. Stealth Rock's going to happen. Be set up as the Gliscor comes in, gets his Poison Orb up. Now Latias comes in, and perhaps scared of an Ice Beam, he's going to retreat, going to the Magnezone. That's going to invite the Diancie in, however, on a double switch. Now Diancie, scared of a Scarf hit, he's going to simply just go for a Protect. And Gastrodon's going to double in there. Smart plays there. Scald again, for the Bloody Alpha side, and this time around it's going to burn the Latias. All of a sudden, it looks like Pohjis' team is being worn out very quickly. He doubles his superior, but it's going to be on the Latias, but Bloody Alpha. That's going to bait in the Heatran to come in on a Mega Evolution and an Ice Beam. Only a 3% Ice Beam. Okay, that's a non-issue, but this invites in the Gliscor for Bloody Alpha. Of course, because it's poisoned. Lava Plume doing 36% reveals, yeah. Bloody Alpha should have been scared of the Himpower Estrin when this does a lot of damage. He goes for the Swords Dance here instead of the Roost, doing it at 77%. He could potentially Facade here, but yeah, this Leaf Storm is going to easily take you out, of course. Facade only does 76. Not able to take it out, barring a critical hit, and he didn't get that, so yeah. Mega Latias is going to come in here now, but this Leaf Storm does 32%, meaning the next one is a roll to kill in all likelihood. And Pohjis goes for it, and he gets it. Probably was a very favorable roll as well, given their 2% damage figure before. So that leaves this superior at +6, facing down against the Magnezone. Magnezone's going to switch up the Gliscor here as the Heatran comes in for Pohjis. So yeah, Bloody Alpha, despite falling a little behind there, but right back in the seat with that double switch. However, he goes for a Facade here. Pohjis makes a really great play here, knowing, okay, there's no way he's going for Earthquake. I know I have Heatran now, but Earthquake would be useless into Latias and useless in the superior. So he's going for the Facade, and honestly, did only 21, but more importantly, he went to the Diancie. And that was just a great mid-ground read there by Pohjis. I love that. Now just essentially scared us out with Himpower Ice. He goes for Moonblast here, predicting the switch, but no, Roost here from the Gliscor. Press, Bloody Alpha is not respecting the possibility of Himpower Ice with Magnezone. That's a bad idea. It's almost definitely, yeah, and he goes for it and he gets the kill. Great plays there by Pohjis. He's now up 6-4 for the second game in a row. Is he going to be able to hold on this time? Garchomp comes in now on the Clefable. Great play there by Bloody Alpha. Is this going to be a Roar Chomp? No, he's going to go Heatran on a Stealth Rock. Okay, Stealth Rocks are now up for the Bloody Alpha side. Good play. Lava Plume there, but it's going to be a knockoff Clefable. That's very good here, as now the Heatran is going to continuously take rocks damage. However, Taunt there, preventing against a Thunder Wave or Calm Mind. You didn't need to go for Thunder Wave. See, now these Lava Plumes are just going to be able to chip away, as knockoff only does a mere 5% given the burn. Gastron comes in here now on a Toxic. Wow, great play. And yeah, I can't see Pohjis falling apart in this game now. Looks like he's got an insurmountable lead. Add Insult to Injury, he goes for Protect there. He is Lava Plume, Taunt, Toxic, Protect, a really good set, and it pairs well with Stealth Rock Garchomp to sit the rocks. Now he goes for Taunt into the Gastron switch. Gastron's going to take poison damage, he's not going to recover up immediately. So yeah, he reveals Scald. I don't know if he's got a ground move either, so in theory the Heatran potentially even beat this. But he's not going to risk that. He's going to go Superior on the Clefable. Okay, what if this is Synth? Or maybe he just goes for Leaf Storm to cut his losses. He goes for Sub on a Thunder Wave. Wow, I don't know about that from Bloody Alpha. I would have just attacked, but hey. Magnezone comes in here now. It's going to eat a Leaf Storm, and that's going to put it in +2 range. And yeah, Bloody Alpha actually is going to say good game here, so it looks like it's over. Despite being able to break the sub, this is going to take it out with a +2 Leaf Storm. And he's not hitting Power Fire, though. He was probably Leech Seed plus Glare. So he just goes Magnezone here, and he's going to be able to trap the Ferrothorn, as we can see. And Bloody Alpha is going to, he's going to forfeit. So yeah, I'm actually going to pause this before Game 3, and then we're going to get back into it in a minute. Alright guys, we're back for Game 3. Sorry about that. Anyway, for Game 3, Bloody Alpha looks like he's bringing a balanced team with some threatening Pokemon. You could even qualify it as both the offense, depending on the Garchomp set. But it's definitely going to be Mega Mawile. Paired with Garchomp, that's probably going to be the Z user. I'm thinking Scarf Landorus is the main defugger, the only defugger on this team. And Scarf Landorus also historically synergizes very nicely with Toxic Spikes, because Toxic Spikes absorb Toxic Spikes, and Landorus is immune to spikes regularly, so it can kind of defog against them. But defoging with Landorus against Toxic Spikes just leaves you open to Scald, Burn, taking Toxic, etc. So yeah, it kind of is a pair that a lot of kind of practice balances in both the offenses tends to run. He also has a Jirachi and a Clefable to round the team out. On Pohjis' side, he has a Mega Latias. He's going to be a Stealth Rock Landorus. Sorry, I had another net cut. Okay, I'm good for real though. So yeah, he has Rocks, Landorus T. It has to be Rocks. He's the only Stealth Rock setter on Pohjis' team, coupled with Latias, which is the only Mega on this team. He also has a defensive backbone with Magearna and Toxic Spikes. I'm thinking that is probably a bulk team Magearna on this team. I'm thinking the Z is either on the Magnezone or on the Landorus T. He also has Magnezone, as I said, and Superior. It's probably going to be Scarf or Z on the Magnezone. It could be Scarf Superior if it's not Scarf on the Magnezone, although that's a really uncommon set, so I'm thinking Leftovers with Substitutes probably a bit more likely. I'm thinking it probably is Thunder Wave Latias as well to mitigate the lack of dedicated speed control, but not Scarf Serp or Glare Serp. And yeah, Stealth Rock Lander ST. It could be Z Lander ST, honestly. That would make a lot of sense breaking wise. Actually, the Z Rock is really cool because you could be able to hit things like Tornado T or Celesteela, which synergizes a ton with Superior. So I really like that synergy that could be built in Pohjis' team, but we're not sure of the sets yet, so let's get into the game before we speculate anymore. This will be the third and final game of the set as it's 1-1, so the winner of this advances to the finals to play the winner of the set between ABR and Pohjis, which was on my channel yesterday. So right off the bat, we're going to see, sorry, I didn't have that pop up, that's totally my fault. We're going to see Clefable come in and Lander ST lead. He's going to be scared of the Ice Beam, rightfully so. When you go to Toxapex, it's probably a Pyapa Berry or a Shed Shell Toxapex, which makes sense because his team's actually really weak to Heatran. So yeah, for example, let's see if it's a Magma Storm Heatran. You could go to it on the Magma Storm and bait a future Magma Storm, Earth Power, whatever, and then you could just switch out. That's cool, but it could also be a couple other items. Pyapa Berry and Shuka Berry have been seldom used, and in conjunction with, I guess Rocky Helmet's been seen once or twice, but yeah, I think that Shed Shell is most likely. Anyway, it's going to be a Combine Bolt Beam Clefable, which is a bit of an Aura set, but it definitely is very viable this generation as well. It goes for a Thunderbolt into the Magearna, and it does 26% as the Magearna, then Hand Splits into the Toxapex, and goes for a Volt Switch. Yeah, it is indeed a Pivot Magearna for Pohjis. His Status Absorber is his own pack, so we're going to see some packs action right off the bat. Scald there, it does 4%, it doesn't burn. And now Pohjis is going to actually Scald here, trying to burn it, but Clefable's going to come in for Bloody Alpha, and it looks like it's a Life Orb buff, which makes sense given the Thunderbolt damage. We're going to see Toxic Spikes here now, as the Garchomp comes in, and Garchomp goes for Rocks into the Latias. Latias now comes in as Toxic Spikes, absorbs the Toxic Spikes, and he goes for a +1 Side Shock, which is 81% to the Toxic Spikes. Bloody Alpha. That's a lot of damage, but now that he knows it's Combine Side Shock, both the Mawile and the Jirachi should build a wall. And he goes to that Mawile on the Lander ST, gets an Intimidate off. Okay, let's see what he does with that. He's going to switch out, get another Intimidate off with his own Lander ST on the Earthquake. Yeah, smart play there by Pohjis, knowing he could trade with it, even if it eats to -1 Earthquake, which it wouldn't if this is offensive. And it's Defog, so it might be Stealth Rock Defog. Okay, interesting set there, but it's not leftovers, so not sure what to make of that. Either way, we're going to see Lander ST against Mawile again. Mawile is going to stay in this time, and Rocks is going to be playing on Ice Punch. It's a great play there to play Alpha, but if this is a Z Magnezone for Pohjis, then it's not going to matter. However, wait, it's a Specs Magnezone. No way! We haven't seen that in ages in this set, but it's a very cool change from the norm for Pohjis there. It could mean that it was a Z Lander ST after all, although it would have to be like Z without Swords Dance, so it probably would be Z Fly then. Makes sense. Oh wow, and it lives the Fire Fang. And it's not a Sucker Punch, it's a fully elemental Mawile. So he's going to be able to get the kill there. And now it's a 5-5 game with Rocks up on Bloody Alpha's side. He's going to go for a U-turn here, not defogging them off. So he's going to continue to take Rocks here. The Pex is going to come in now. I'm really surprised that he did go for defog with Lander ST he added there. It was locked into Thunderbolt. So I don't know if that was necessarily an optimal play there. But I digress. We're going to see the Latias come in once again trying to take advantage of this Toxic with Combine Side Shock, but he scouts for Toxic, rightfully so. I don't know why he didn't go for it before, honestly. Getting Toxic off would have been fine, because then this is poison. You can just go to Jirachi and Perma Wallet. Maybe he's scared of getting Magnezone. I guess he was fearful of that. I don't know. It was kind of suspect play by Bloody Alpha in this mid-game, honestly. We're going to see an overprediction, a double Toxic there. Bloody Alpha, and now Toxic Spikes are up. It's going to poison the Clefable, which isn't a big deal. It only really helps from Garchomp. Life Orb Thunderbolt here, and especially defensive packs, is going to do very little damage. However, it's going to paralyze and fully paralyze the Toxic Spikes. Now, Bloody Alpha is going to go back to his own packs on the Magearna. So all of a sudden, we're at a bit of a standstill in terms of progress made. But the Rocks up for Pohjis is now a huge advantage, I'd say. And just being paralyzed means it can't get burnt, so in a way that actually favors Pohjis as well. Especially because he's wasting less PP in this drawn-out war of attrition, if you will. So yeah, we're going to see Magearna come in again on a Combine. And now finally Jirachi is going to make an appearance. Maybe we'll find out what set it is. He goes for a Heart Slap here. Is it going to take Leftovers? It does, yeah. So probably a Witch Dragon. Goes for the U-turn into the Magearna. Only does 4% with a critical hit as it's 4 times resisted, which makes sense. Bolt switch now to Toxapex is 28. So with Stealth Rocket just barely got done to Regenerate. And here comes Superior, which looks like a massive threat to Bloody Alpha's team. We're going to have to see if the Jirachi can potentially deal with it. We're going to see a substitute here on a... Is it going to be knockoff or Glare potentially? It's going to be Glare, so it's Sub-Glare, Leaf Storm, in his last move, Hidden Power Fire. That would be great for the Jirachi, but if it's Leech Seed, that isn't as good here as it's U-turn Jirachi plus the Scarflander ST. The thing is, oh my god, hold the phone, Pohjis predicted the defog, knowing those rocks were chipping away continuously, and he stayed in. He gets the evasion boost here. More importantly, he doesn't take U-turn damage, and he goes for the glare. This is a great turn for Pohjis. Pohjis made a phenomenal play punishing that defog, which is why going for defog before would made a lot more sense in my eyes. And now he gets the Leaf Storm up into that Jirachi, and he could probably sub up here because the odds of missing plus the odds of paralysis is very favorable. Also, nothing outruns this thing, so he's free to just sub up all day. And yes, this is Toxic and Haze, but he could just sub here on the Haze. That's fine. He's only used one Leaf Storm. He can potentially glare this. We'll go for a Leech Seed if that's the last move. He goes for glare, but it's almost a Fable. It's a really good play by Play Alpha, but I think he's grasping for Struz at this point, as that Leaf Storm is going to be 41%. Now the Fall Point's going to take it out. In addition to that, at +4, Leaf Storm might be able to take out the Toxic, which is Haze. So he goes to Jirachi on defensive now, but that +2 Leaf Storms is 27% here, and I see no reason why he can't just sub up here and save the +4 Leaf Storm for something else. He subs up here and gets a full para, which is great. So now Pohjis looks like he's willing to driver's seat in this 5-5 game. He goes for another Leaf Storm. Perhaps I'm feeling he's not hitting Power Fire. Now he's at +6, so he'll be able to take out the Toxic, despite it hitting through the para. So it looks like the only thing standing in the way of Pohjis winning this game is a lot of unfortunate events. He's going to hit the first Leaf Storm in the guard chomp. Okay, he only has 3 left, so he's got to be careful here. He goes, oh, so protect Jirachi. Okay, for another Leaf Storm. So wait, this isn't hitting Power Fire after all. Now it's going to be another full power as he tries to go for the double protect. This Leaf Storm takes him out. Okay, that's only leaving him with 1 Leaf Storm left though. As Toxic comes in here, he goes for another one and he takes it out. So now there are only 2 Pokemon left for Bloody Alpha to take down all 5 left on Pohjis' team. So it looks like an uphill climb barring a freeze on this big Nut, and he goes for the Ice Beam, no freeze. But his head is in the right place. The thing is that if this is Flash Cannon, it's going to be too much. It's Flare Cannon. Okay, wait up. Maybe there's a chance, but can't Calm Mind Psyshock beat this since its best move for it is Ice Beam? He goes for the Heart Swap there, which is really smart. However, he's still going to want to be threatened out. He's not going to be able to kill. Oh, he stayed in and going for the Flare Cannon. I mean, it would have lived in Earthquake always. I think that was a fine play, honestly, living this low. At the end of the day, barring freezes or very timely crits on the Latias, it was going to 1v1. Yeah, now he just goes Latias here on the U-turn. Okay, that's fair. And now he goes Magnezone on the Calm Mind. Yeah, now he could win the game with Flash Cannon. Yep, that's really well done by Pohjis. He's going to clean out this series. Just very well played. Timely aggression at its finest. I love these team choices. Superior did very well in both games it was used. Yeah, and as for Bloody Alpha, this was his first tour, then he qualified for the playoffs, first mock tour. And really nice run. He made it through 2 rounds, beat a legendary opponent like Megan, and he brought Pohjis the finalist in Game 3. All the respect in the world for him. Definitely a worthy adversary for everyone who's played thus far. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this very tight series, despite this game ending a bit more lopsidedly. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a nice day, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. If you like my content, subscribe, etc. Peace.